Full screen.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to The Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas. I'm your host for the evening, and we are the Global Peace Tribe. And at this time in human history, we need to come together. Those of us who are absolutely dedicated to peace and harmony in our world, now is the time that we come together. For those of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube, welcome. We come together every Wednesday and Saturday night with extraordinary guests. And once a month, we're very fortunate to collaborate with our good friends and colleagues at Soul Search. And so we are going to be actually connecting with my co-host for the evening, my good friend Tangela. She is the creatrix of Soul Search, and she's going to bring in friends like Jenna Lee. And we've got different psychics and healers that are going to be with us. We also have Desiree with us, who is going to be throughout the evening doing her energetic psychic imprinting and also leading our prayer time with us tonight. And we've got a wonderful group of guests and presenters. But for those of you who are new, we always start with music. And we are blessed to have our house musical artist, the one and only Omashar, who's going to get us off moving and grooving.
That would be me, and welcome everybody. And I know Diara's in the house too, Scott. So
okay.
Yes, we'll have a wonderful prayer time a bit later. And so home is where the heart is, and the heart is right here in the center of our being. So again, welcome everybody who's watching on all our streaming partners, and of course Facebook and YouTube, as beautiful Scott just mentioned. And this song is called Welcome Home. So let's get our booty on, Gerald.
Let me shine a light inside, and I'll show you where your truth resides. Lift your eyes up to the skies, and I'll prove to you that nothing dies. Together we will rise again, and we'll make amends for what we've done. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. Let me take your hands in mine. As I look at you, your spirit shines. You see, it's true that we are one, and we came out from the central sun. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. So when you take a different view and you dream awake, breathe out the new. The world will come alive again as we dance and sing and make new friends. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. Welcome you home. So let me shine a light inside. I'll show you where your truth resides. And lift your rise up to the skies. I'll prove to you that nothing dies.
Whoa, what a start. I'm on gallery view. Let's send twinkles and hearts and love to our magnificent Omashar and the Global Peace Tribe dance team.
I know, were they rocking tonight?
Oh my God, I tell you, it's going to be a good evening. I can tell.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Omashar. You are our true Omastar.
Thank you, brother.
And he'll be back with at least 2 more songs. Who knows? We might even throw a third one at him. Hey, so once a month, we collaborate with Soul Search. And for anybody who doesn't know, Soul Search is the place to go online when you're looking for psychics, healers, any kind of support of a nature of consciousness. And they have an extraordinary group of people. You're going to meet 5 of their practitioners tonight. And they also put on enlightenment expos all over the southwestern United States. In fact, they're coming to us right now from Dublin and Pleasanton. That's in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I'm going to now welcome my co-host for the evening, the lovely Tangela. She's the one you're seeing on the right. And her first guest, Jenna Lee.
Thank you, Scott, and hello, everyone. It's always amazing to be with our soul tribe, our soul family, as I like to say. Omashar, thank you for getting us off to an amazing start. And like Scott, like you said, at Soul Search, we're here to support the evolution of consciousness, support the awakening of humanity at this time. What I was telling everyone today, all of our attendees coming here, that it may feel chaotic outside, but we're here to be the light and to hold the light. And when we come together as soul family in this way, we create vortexes of energy like we're doing here in Dublin, like we're doing here tonight online together as the Global Peace Tribe. And this is what is truly elevating consciousness right now. So I know people are frustrated, they feel challenged, difficult times. When you look at the news, you can just feel hopeless and in despair. But just know that we are in the midst of a great awakening, and all of us here together, coming together, are supporting that happening. So love to be here with you guys. Thank you so much. And at Soul Search, of course, you can find all of our amazing practitioners like Jenna Lee here and many more who you'll be meeting tonight. You can connect them on our directory, soulsearch.io. And of course, you can check out all of our shows on Soul Search TV. And we are here as one global family together. So thank you, Scott, and thank you, Global Peace Tribe, for having us. And without further ado, I'm excited to introduce Jenna Lee, who is actually from the Phoenix area, and she's come to our Bay Area event. She'll be speaking tomorrow, and I'll let her chat a little bit about that. But just to introduce her, she is a consciousness guide, speaker, and channel devoted to helping people uncover the deeper patterns and energetic imprints that shape their lives. Through her work with soul level awareness, intuitive insight, and multi-dimensional energy work, Jenna supports individuals in reconnecting with their authentic essence and stepping into greater clarity. She's the founder of My Awakening Within, where she offers transformational programs, retreats, and energetic attunements. She is also the co-host of the Erotic Spirit podcast, where she explores sexuality, healing, and life force energy through honest and grounded conversations. She's here meeting with so many souls, doing her beautiful Akashic Records work and Akashic Soul guidance, and will be giving a talk tomorrow on divine sexual healing. Yeah. Right? So Jenna, welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I had a question. Of course, we want to hear a little bit about you, and I forgot to ask Tangela in advance which of our presenters are going to be available for readings, but would you be available to provide a reading for one of our Zoom room guests?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if any of you are interested in getting a reading right now in the next couple of minutes, just raise your hand like that. That way I can see who comes to the front. And so if you want a reading from Jenna, definitely raise your hand. And Jenna, share with us a little bit about what you're going to be presenting tomorrow in Dublin.
Yeah, so tomorrow in Dublin, we'll be on divine sexual healing. So as Tangela had mentioned before, I co-host a podcast called Erotic Spirit Podcast. And it's really been inspired by my own healing journey and my own healing with not only my sexuality, but really just sexual healing in general and trauma. And bringing light to a topic that honestly a lot of times it's not really talked about as much, and I see it as one of a deeper shadows of the collective and really within ourselves. So being able to bring light, and I've come to a space of forgiveness in my journey to share that light and presence with others so that we can release shame, that we can be seen as our true self. And when we're operating in any unresolved trauma, no matter what it is, it's driving us behind the scenes. So being able to expand our consciousness through our sexual healing journey is really, really important. It's been part of my passion to enlighten people on.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jenna. And Jenna's going to be giving that talk what time tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 1 p.m.
At 1 p.m. So if you're in the Bay Area, definitely come and see her live and in person. And you can also tune into her talk at 1 p.m. Pacific via live stream on our Soul Search YouTube channel and of course on Soul Search TV. So even if you can't make it live, which I hope you can still tune in to this beautiful talk that Jenna is going to be sharing with us tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we've got several people who have raised their hands. And so I'm going to try and get everybody in. We won't have time for Jenna to do everybody, but I'll try and make sure everybody who's raised their hand will get a reading tonight from one of our presenters.
Yeah.
Jenna, I'm going to introduce you. My good friend Jeff Bailey is with us, coming to us from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And so, Jeff, meet Jenna.
Hi.
Hey, Jenna, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'd say this is my first time I've done this on Global Peace Tribe. So if mine is very specific to me personally, so
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's really what the readings are for or not. But a couple of years ago, I was a shareholder in a software company, and it got bought, so I got bought out. So I'm not complaining about that, but I no longer have a career. And I just started a company, but it was basically doing the same thing that I've always done.
Mm.
And I'm just not real sure how I feel about that. So I was just wanting to see what you could kind of pick up on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So just tuning into your space and tuning into the field here. There's also just one other, I also, like to go based off of what people say as well. And right, just being transparent, when we step into things and we bring things to the world, it's about passion and love. And if there's any delay, right? There's a little bit of, I'm feeling a little bit of burn feeling from just the previous experience and a little bit of grief. So I see that. I also do energy work. I feel that in the heart. And I just see that expanding and moving and clearing out. But I'm also hearing about your passion and an opportunity to challenge yourself in what you would be so excited to bring into the space. So even just dropping into this not sure how feel about it space there, what I'm hearing your guys come in and your higher self come in with is what is it that you would be so excited to do that you would shout from the rooftop? And maybe it might be like a small shout in the beginning. Sometimes when we step into that space of passion, there's a little bit of fear with how we'll be received. And I'm hearing there's an opportunity as well to look at how you are seen or being seen, kind of a core wound around being seen and what happened last time, this space of things being shut down, right? It's kind of sometimes we have things that happen in life that activate other areas in our life where we weren't seen. And so now stepping into this new space, I'm hearing, am I going to be seen again for my worth? And so I'm hearing that clearing on an energetic and higher level here. And I hear your guides coming in very loudly on your passion. What is it that you would be passionate about? And I see something creative. It feels like this is very analytical and there's a lot of they're showing me numbers. I'm seeing numbers. So whether obviously I know you shared what you're doing, but I see the other part of the brain that wants to move and break free and be seen and flow. And that's going to impact the rest of your life too, all the other areas of your life by diving into more flow. Yeah, and then I feel the energy a little bit slowing down on that. So I'm just going to pause and ask how you are doing here.
No, I'm doing fine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's just a beautiful, loving space that's wanting to be seen. So no matter what you do, I feel this beautiful energy around that you can bring into this space. But it is seeing yourself first. And this way, no matter who doesn't see you, no matter where you're not being seen, it doesn't matter. It's all coming from inside. It's all coming from who you truly are and what you're bringing into the world and how valuable you are, no matter what you bring. There's a little bit of pressure that I feel, like even on the shoulders. I don't know if you ever get any upper shoulder pain or like kind of neck pain, but it feels like pressure. So just have fun with it until you figure out your next move.
Yeah, just real quickly, it's kind of funny because people are like, "Oh, this is a great opportunity. It is an incredible opportunity." I agree with that. I'm totally fine with it. But everybody's like, "Just do what you love. Just do what's going to make you fun. What's going to give you fun." I've never thought about what would I love to do when I work, or what's going to give me fun. I'm in my 60s now. We were raised to, you need to earn a living
Yep.
and you need to support everybody. And so I really have not been able to get beyond that
Yeah.
yet. Or I just say beyond it. I haven't moved through it, whatever you want to call. I just sit there and I'm just like, I have no freaking clue
Yeah.
what I would do, you
So,
know?
so just to somewhere to end it with, because what I'm hearing is I channel with source and guides and all of that. And what I'm hearing source and universe come in with is first to see yourself. I believe that's why there's a lot in that theme coming in, because at the end of the day, there are spaces where maybe you weren't seen, and now this is a chance for you to see yourself, and it may be a little bit scary. But when we're truly seeing ourselves in that space of love, our connection points and shifts and change in the world are going to be reflective of that. Whereas I see the cup is not really filled up with this, and that's just coming in from your higher self and just feeling it in your body. And sometimes we do things or we feel pressure to step into conditional ways of beings because that's what we learned when maybe we weren't seen. So step into journaling what it would be like for you to be seen. And once you step into that frequency and joy, start to then visualize what your life would look like. This way you shift the energy and then you can manifest.
Great. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. That was great. Jenna, would you be willing to do a reading for one more person?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, here's Luna. I'm adding Luna to the.
Hi, Luna. It's really hot.
I'm in the Bay Area with you.
Okay, beautiful.
So, my question, I'm open to receiving just some higher divine guidance through a series of synchronicities. There is this profound, loving spiritual connection with an individual that was brought into my life a year ago under the eclipse in April, and there's life. What's the word? Life Legacy Project as partners in life to contribute to humanity. And I believe he's my twin flame.
Mm.
And yet we have different pacing. And I'm doing my best to give up all expectations, or give up all expectations for appreciation of just who he is, right? And for what, and for every way he was brought to me. And what's been challenging for me is that I have a very lucid dream life. I received amazing lucid visions, and like I said, numerous synchronicities that have materialized. And I'm baffled because I guess I just would like for you to maybe tune in of where you see this the presence of this energy partnership with he and I, you know?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for sharing. And what I am seeing come in is I am seeing a mirror. They're showing you and him. And there is absolutely inactivation. And when people come into our lives, we know that they're coming in to show us things. And this is very clear on the mirror. I'm not necessarily hearing twin flame, but there is absolutely an activation point of helping to see and love yourself deeper by coming into a space of a deepening of non-judgment, right, with them and their journey, and to let go of control. What I'm seeing is they're showing other partners or even points of references of other males that may have been in your life, and an opportunity to step out of this, or some of the subconscious programming, at least that's coming in. A little bit of the work that I do is looking at the aspects of that masculine energy and the control that it may have occurred in your life. And so this is coming in as I'm seeing seeing a tornado and this masculine energy, a little bit of imbalanced on his side. That's things that he's working through, but it's also giving a mirror an opportunity for your own divine masculine energy within you to look at that balance. And sometimes when we have an imbalance, it flows into, a more toxic area, more, instead of protection from a loving space, it's more of a protection, putting walls up because I needed to do that at one point. There was the need to do that. And they're showing me the walls coming down with you and him. And that's what it's also teaching, that it's maybe a little bit of his own projection onto you and what he's going through, but then for you to finally see, or for you to solidify and crystallize in the knowing of the safetyness within you, and the walls can come down because you're fully safe and loved and protected. So there's what I'm hearing is these are the mirrors that are being shown in this connection. They're not going far out enough of like, hey, this is right a forever or kind of thing, because it really wants you to drop. They really want you to drop into moving through and shifting the pieces here, and you're bringing your awareness and consciousness to these aspects. And I see other doors opening up for you. So that means that can mean a lot of things, but I'm seeing all the threads of possibilities as we're in multiple timelines and we shift all these things. And I see the heart expanding when you drop into this expression deeper and crystallize and solidify these knowings within your being. And I do see work together, but this is the work. This is part of the work, this internal connection point within you. So I'll pause there because I know I said a lot. Just to see if you had any clarifications there.
No, I think the only thing for me is that I'm pretty, I have pretty well established spiritual foundation in my life.
Yeah.
So I call into my life, right? And I surrender at the same time. So that's what's been an interesting journey about this, is because we've had the conversation there. We don't believe in coincidences, right? This was all a matter of, right. We called each other into each other's lives. And so,
Absolutely.
And there's a profound spiritual loving connection with us.
Absolutely. And there's no other way to when we are here on a soul level to do this deeper work where we get to be reflections and more present, we get in deeper. There's without a doubt that soul love. And this is inviting all of these things to be deeper, to go deeper, because you do have the foundation. So now it's calling in deeper aspects of you and may activate some of that older divine masculine energy that you've witnessed in the past, because you are dropping into safer spaces and more will be revealed, more layers. And what beautiful way to experience the journey. So
Thank you.
hopefully that helps. Yeah. Beautiful.
Jenna, you are really just a wonderful presenter. I really am appreciating just your wisdom, and I want to let people know how they can get more of Jenna. First and foremost, come to Dublin. For those of you in the Bay Area, tomorrow.
Jenna is live in Dublin, so you can
Yeah.
experience her beautiful magnetic energy in person. So if you guys are
That's
there, come on down. And Scott will be here too tomorrow.
so, Jenna. I look forward to getting a hug from you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
and
looking
Scott is giving an amazing talk on relationship mastery, which at our last expo 2 weeks ago brought people to tears. Scott, it was very powerful,
beautiful.
very powerful.
Well, I
So,
also want to let people know, because most of our people are not in the Bay Area. So, so I'm going to show you two websites, everybody. First of all, remember that everyone you're meeting tonight, you can see and you can connect with them by going online to soulsearch.io, soulsearch.io, and then every one of these people is here. So, for example, here's Jenna Lee, and you can reach her by contacting her. And then, of course, she also has her own website. And her own website is the same theme. Her own website is myawakeningwithin.com. Myawakeningwithin.com. And Jenna Lee, is there anything you'd like to make sure that our audience knows about that's on your website right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the big thing that I do is the Akashic source code sessions. I channel its source, work with the Akashic records. Can be done one-on-one, but I'm also promoting retreats I have in July, which is Sedona and Mount Shasta. So lots of other events, inner child healing work too, and integration work. I'm big on inner child healing. That is
Wow.
where we learn all of these patterns, all these belief systems. And I had PTSD, fully recovered, and there's a lot of tools that I've cultivated with that and being aware of the nervous system that I now have integrated into my workshops in Northern and Southern California and Arizona, and my retreat coming in Sedona. So
Wow.
lots of beautiful stuff.
So a wonderful chance to go to Sedona, Arizona for sure, to get some amazing time with Jenna Lee. So
yeah.
thank you so much. I always enjoy when you're on the show.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
look forward to
And
seeing
thank you, Jenna. At least she's had a long day here in Dublin after coming all the way from Phoenix. So we
Yeah.
really appreciate you and taking the time for doing these beautiful readings. And so
Yeah.
all of you who are tuning in, you get to really feel her energy and the depth of Jenna's work and just such in a few short minutes. So imagine the depth that you can go at it, for a longer time. So come by, see us in person tomorrow, and hope to stay connected with you all.
I'll see
Bye.
you tomorrow,
Yeah.
Jenna Lee. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
Um, uh,
Jenna.
and we have another guest coming right
We
up.
have another guest. We have another guest. She's coming in right now. Thank you, Jenna. Take care. Donna Hartley. She is our next guest coming in, and she is an amazing past life reader, world renowned, and I'm excited to share with all of you about her a little bit more. Donna, for more than 4 decades and on 5 continents, has inspired audiences worldwide as an inspirational speaker and renowned past life reader, helping people uncover the hidden patterns of past lives, overcome adversity, heal, heighten their intuition, and awaken to their higher purpose. An international keynote speaker, former Miss Hawaii, and television actress, Donna has shared the stage with legends such as Robin Williams and Dick Van Dyke. Donna's remarkable life journey has been featured on NBC, ABC, PBS, and in the New York Times. And she has an incredible new show coming up on Soul Search TV, Past Life, Present Patterns. Donna gave a standing room only talk today here in Dublin. The room was so full there we ran out of seats for everyone. And in April, she has a new Soul Search TV show starting that I hope all of you can tune into. It's going to be twice a month. The first episode is actually going to be you teaching a little bit about past lives and how past learning and understanding of our past lives can help heal our present. And she'll talk about that more today. And the second episode of the month is actually a chance to do live past life readings with Donna, which is very powerful. I have done some past life readings and they are quite illuminating. So I really encourage you all to tune in starting next month, April 1st, into Donna Hartley's show, Past Lives, Present Patterns. And welcome, Donna, to the show.
It's great to be here. It's great to be in Dublin. So this is the question I want to ask as the viewer. Have you lived before? And the answer is yes. Will you live again? The answer is yes. And will you be held accountable for your actions? Yes. Now understand that nobody judges you from the other side when you pass on and you're in that other dimension for a while, but you get to understand your life. You get to look at it honestly and you get to say, okay, I like that about it, but I didn't like that about it. So I'm going to go back again and I want to clear this up. So that's why we recycle, okay? And plenty of them on Earth. You know, the dimension goes to 3. So that's the Akashic records. But if you're above that in the galactic records, then it's got to be, did you live on Lemuria? Did you live on Atlantis? Are you a starseed? So there's all different levels. But in this time period, I want to talk about a pattern that shows up in so many people. And this is the question I hear. Why am I feeling unworthy in this lifetime? Why do I sabotage my relationships? Why do I not get promoted at work? You know, what is that? Well, those patterns started way back when in another lifetime. And then you had them again and again and again, and in this lifetime. But once you become aware, then you're here to overcome that pattern. And I'm not going to tell you that's going to be easy because it's not. But once you become aware, it's like, okay, now I can do something about it. So let me just tell you a story about a pattern. And then that pattern, you can see that, you know, there was something that had to be done. All right. So the story starts back in the medieval times. Okay. This lady was feeling so unworthy, you know, and she just had this sabotage thing and she wanted to understand where this was coming from because she had lots of heart surgeries, you know, and she never felt like loved in her heart. So she went back to the medieval times and she found out that she was an urchin, you know, I mean, like in the streets, and it was a little village and her parents had both died and she was stealing apples and stuff. She was like 14 years old. And then the Lord of the land saw her. So he sent some women, they cleaned her up, they gave her a little room, she had a bed of her own, she had food, she had a fireplace. I mean, this was wonderful. Yes, she was a mistress for this Lord of the land. And yes, the village judged her, everybody judged her, but she didn't care because she had food, she had someone who loved her, she felt like. She got pregnant years later, 5 years later, and she told him, you must leave your wife. You must marry me. He said nothing. Next time, she said, you must marry me. He said nothing. Well, unfortunately, she did lose the child. The child, you know, so it aborted. So she lied to him, though. She didn't tell him that happened. She still said, you must marry me. So one night she was walking, she had this beautiful green cape on. And, you know, he'd given her, oh, she felt so wonderful, so warm. And these 2 men rode up. One took a dagger and he stabbed her right in her valve, right at her heart. And she died and she fell in that gutter. And the people of the village didn't even put her in a grave until 3 days later. So she died with hatred, with anger, that feeling she wasn't worthy, that no one would ever love her. Okay, that's the past. Let's come to this life. Okay, who was that lady? That's my story. And if you look me up, you'll see I had 3 heart surgeries in this lifetime. 3, and they always were for my aortic valve. Did I marry in this lifetime? No. See the patterns that keep showing up because I had that unworthiness that I lived for years and years, and my heart valve just kept giving out, and I had to replace it. So I finally said, that pattern is absolutely stopping me. I got to go in. I got to heal it. I got to forgive myself for that, my lies in that lifetime and for what I did. I have to live in the present and know that I am worthy. So once you understand a pattern in a lifetime, another lifetime, then you can bring it forward to this one and heal it. So here's some of the steps and some of the tips that I want to give you on healing. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, okay? Because it was not. So I repeated that pattern. I had a father in this lifetime that was violent with me. I had men that walked out on me, left me prom night, nothing important, my prom, okay? Stood me up for New Year's, okay? Put one on the house from a deed of my house. Oh, yeah, he took me for a lot of money and left with a younger woman. So did I create that unworthiness? Yes. And then when I said, this is the last of the longest of the worst, it never happened again. So finding out what your patterns are so important. So the first thing I had to do was scream, pound the pillows, cry. I had to come to terms with that was me. I was part of that. But I said, I choose to heal it in this lifetime. So then I meditated. Okay, I started to calm myself down, understand that I'm in charge, that I could heal this. I trusted my intuition that says, yes, you can. So I had to forgive myself. That was the hardest one. Forgive yourself to know that you're human. Doesn't matter. Don't judge yourself in that life. Don't judge yourself in this life. Know that when you come in this life, you're a pure soul, pure. You just attach all this crapola to it. Okay. So you got to stop that and say, no, I am not going to do that in this lifetime. So what else did I do? Another thing was I went out in nature because that's what heals us. Ground yourself. I walked. I live in a mountain area. I walked in the mountains. I was grateful every day, grateful for the wind and for the snow and for the water. I started becoming grateful that I was alive in this life and I understood that I had the power to heal. The other thing I always say, and people look at me like I'm nuts, but it's okay, the junk food. That's right. When you're eating all that sugar, it just makes your brain go crazy. You become a follower. You don't become that inner leader that you were born to be. So you got to count the sugars. And you know what? They disguise it. So for example, if you look at a label and it says 5 grams of sugar, that's 1 teaspoon. If they said 15 grams of sugar in that food, that's 3 teaspoons. Please don't go over 20 teaspoons a day. I'm telling you, that one ain't easy because it's everywhere. But once you start to get rid of that processed sugar, you understand that you're in charge. Okay. Another thing, at every night I went to bed, I said something grateful. I was grateful for that day. And it could have been a crappy day, but I was grateful I was alive. I was grateful the sun was out, all of those things. So if you take those steps, the other thing I do is I break contracts. And I had to break a contract. So I took a string, okay, and about 12 inches long, and I said my name on the one side. I'm Donna Hartley, and I choose to have a healthy relationship with myself for the highest and best good. And I said it with contentment. And then over here, I said, these are past lives. This is where I feel unworthy. And I'm going to cut that. I'm going to break that contract of unworthiness because I never want it in this lifetime. And then I burn it. Okay, and I make sure I burn both strings, okay, that it dissolves, but I make a conscious intention. So when people say they're unworthy, I say, and you can get over that. You can work on it. You can find out where that pattern came from, and you've had it in different lifetimes. I always go as a reader to the root problem, the root life. And I say, this is why it's here now. You having the wisdom to understand it and to heal it. Comments, Starlet?
Yeah, no, I think it's really powerful the way that Donna works with past lives, having, having gotten past life readings from her and seeing you in action at the expos. And I see Susan Bloomquist saying, wow, I've never heard anyone cover so many bases in such a short time. Yes, that is Donna. She covers a lot of bases. But what I think is powerful is that you acknowledge that, there's specific past lives that have to do with specific issues and patterns that come up.
Yes.
And so you ask, okay, what is the question that you want to address? Is it something love life, business and finance, career related? And based on that question, then you visit the specific lives that people can go back to that have to do with that question, with that issue.
You hit right on. See, because I ask before I do a reading, when you sign up, I need your date of birth, location, and where you were born, because that gives me permission to go into your records. Then I ask 2 specific questions, just like you said, so that I can not waste time. You can tell I'm fast. And then I go to that life right away and pull it up. Now, I have my spirit guide there to protect me, but I also, the night before, call your spirit guide to come in to know what you should hear. So I'm going to cover those first 2 lives. Then I'm going to cover 2 other lives that are going to come up. Usually that's kind of purpose or whatever. Then your spirit guide steps in for the very last one. I call it the wild card. I give you 2 short lives, 3 facts, and I say, ask yourself which one will tell you what your purpose is and what you should do right now. You choose it, and then your spirit guide, and when they talk, it's faster than I talk. Okay. And they just give you fact on fact on fact on what you do. It's a message directly to you from me. I can't remember it because it goes through, the energy so high, it goes through me. But I believe that we're all here to raise our vibration. We're all here to clear up lots of things. And if we start with love, kindness, forgiveness, and where do we have to start? With ourselves first. Then we can be available for other people.
That's really beautiful. Yeah, exactly. And so when you go into these past lives, what I think is so fascinating is the level of detail that you bring in for people. I mean, really detailed, the occurrences, who they were with, the surroundings. Right. And one of the things you mentioned in the talk today, which I'm sure everyone listening has experienced, is that often when we're called to a specific location, we had a past life there.
We had a past life. I mean, this is a good story. Take one look at me. I am Irish, but I'm from Pennsylvania, went to Montana, ended up in Hawaii. When I got off the
I
plane.
can't find the remote. If you see it, would you?
Okay. Okay. When I got off the plane in Hawaii, I could not believe it. I had felt I lived there before. So I was going to college, okay, selling pots and pans door to door, making a living. But I ran for the title of Miss Hawaii. I lost. I ran for Miss Hawaii the next year, second year, and I lost. I ran for Miss Hawaii the 3rd year, and I lost. The 4th year, at least I had some modeling classes and acting and pictures, and I lost. And I said, I'm never running for that pad, but it just said you have to. And I ran the 5th year. And the judges looked at me and probably said, give it to her. She's not going away. And I did win the 5th year. I won Miss Hawaii, okay, for the Miss USA pageant. But this is the story. I knew I had lived there and was royalty. Now, royalty back in the Polynesian days, that means I had 1 grass hut and 2 pigs. That was it. So in this life, I got to be the real princess. So I knew it was coming up, but it was just like, I couldn't explain that to anybody at the time. But you say, sometimes you've been there and you can't explain why you've been there, but it just draws you in.
Yeah. So really powerful work that you're doing, Donna, and really fascinating. I mean, and you said also in your talk today that we've lived thousands of lives.
Oh yeah. Lots. Yeah. We haven't gotten it, and we get caught on Earth, but we've also lived on other galaxies where we were so advanced, where we were telepathic, where we did do self-healing. We've got to bring that energy back. Then we lived at times of Lemuria, which again was a great civilization. Then Atlantis had the 2 of them. They had spiritual and they had the technology. So that's where we are now too. We don't want the technology to be so big that it covers up the spiritual. They have to be in balance. So there's so many things to understand. And when people say past lives, really? And I go, you think you could get it done in 1 life? I don't think so. So that's my opinion about that. Or I say, wait till we meet on the other side. We'll have a conversation over there. So
Beautiful. Well, it's wonderful to hear you. People are really enjoying what you had to say. And I want to let people know how they can get their own past life reading with you. And that's to go to donnahartley.com. That's her name, Donna, D-O-N-N-A, Hartley, Hartley.com. And you can learn all about her amazing survival stories. Oh my gosh, you've had quite the life. And she's been on television, NBC, PBS, ABC. And of course, you can also find her on Soul Search, which is where you can find all of our presenters. So, and Donna, what's the best way if someone wants to schedule a session with you?
Well, I would say go to my website under that donnahartley.com. There's a past life thing, and just send me a link and say past lives in there. And then I follow up. I send an email. We get it scheduled. And then we do it on Zoom. And this is the good part. I do 70 minutes fast, 5 lives, but you get a copy in 24 hours of the video, the audio, and the written transcript. So
Wow.
people that are intuitive, I say stop in the middle of the video in a life and then say, okay, she's talking about me being maybe on an Indian, a Native American. And wait, I can see a village, you know what I mean? And see if you can get more out of it yourself and put yourself there. Because I want everybody to develop their own intuition too.
Beautiful.
And then
Beautiful.
people ask, like I mentioned, people ask specific questions
Yes.
and you go into those lives that pertain to those questions.
Right. So when I send you the form and say, I need your full name, date of birth, location, I say, send the 2 questions over and then a headshot, because I also read your energy. So I'm coming from all different angles to make sure we can get those lives. Yeah. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Donna. And we'll look forward to seeing you. Will you be there tomorrow?
I will. Absolutely.
I'll
Yeah.
look forward to meeting you in person.
Okay,
She'll
good.
be here in person. And then for those of you guys who would love to tune in to Donna's Talk, you can still watch the replay of Donna's Talk. It's on our YouTube channel and also on Soul Search TV. You can tune in and watch Donna's very dynamic talk on past lives, present patterns, and hear more of her incredible stories. I mean, you guys only got to hear a few, but her stories are amazing. And I see Katie A is asking what kind of questions.
Okay, so these are the questions. I asked you to ask about a pattern or a gift in this lifetime. So someone might say, why did I have to marry twice? It's a pattern. I picked the same type of man, and now I'm with no one. See what I mean? They want to understand why they did that pattern in this lifetime and why they have to be alone now. Or they could say, I really want to develop my spiritual abilities, but I don't even know where to start. So could you find a lifetime that I maybe had some spiritual abilities or healing abilities? So it's got to be tied to this lifetime you're living it. And I'm going to go back and find that original lifetime or a place. I had a lady that said, I am so drawn to Paris and to a certain alley. And I went, a certain alley? What does that mean? You know? And so she said, it's church. And we went back to World War I, where she had been, as a young girl, raped. And she ending up in that church crying and became a nun and became very strong because her parents had kicked her out. In World War II, guess what? She was a resistance fighter and saved so many lives because she wasn't afraid in that lifetime. They had already done the worst to her in the World War I. So that gave her that depth of, she said, why I went in that church and I cried and cried. So a question like that.
Amazing. Amazing. You know, much earlier when I was much younger, I had the experience of remembering a past life where I was shot and killed during D-Day. I was an American soldier, and it was during the D-Day invasion. And I mean, I completely out of the blue relived the whole thing. And I remembered I got shot right here. Well, I only have one birthmark in this life, and it's and it's the size of one of those machine gun bullets right in the same spot where I had experienced it. So it is fascinating how those things happen. And I clearly, anybody who works with you is going to have an opportunity to really discover those parts of themselves.
Scott, now that you're mentioning that too, one of the things Donna spoke about today is also how our pets, and Scott has a beautiful pet who you'll meet tomorrow, Jasmine Bear, his wonderful dog. And you spoke about how our pets also return to us from our past lives.
The pets are here to love us, protect us. Yeah, absolutely. So Scott, I look forward to seeing your pet tomorrow.
Absolutely. You will definitely look forward to meeting Jasmine Bear.
Yes, and Donna's cat, Starry, was with her in several other lifetimes in ancient China and in Africa.
And Africa, yeah,
Yep,
too.
yeah. So really, really fascinating how just the people around us and our pets and our loved ones are, we're all soul family coming together time and time again. So Jasmine Bear's been with you for a long time, Scott.
Of that, I'm sure. But it's going to be really fun to meet you tomorrow. I look forward to that.
Okay, thank you. Look
Thank
forward
you
to
so
it.
much,
Thank you so
Scott.
much.
And so for all of you guys tuning in, definitely April 1st, we'll be premiering Donna's show on Soul Search TV, Past Life, Present Patterns. First episode is going to be her teaching. It's around 8 minutes.
Yeah,
So
it's 8 minutes,
it's a short teaching on past lives.
Yep. And we have six of those for 6 months coming out the first Wednesday of every month. Easy to remember, the first. And I was born on the first.
Okay.
And then the third Wednesday of every month, she'll actually be doing mini past life readings. So this is a really great opportunity because I don't think Donna has ever does that anywhere.
I didn't. I've been so busy. I
Yeah.
never did the mini ones, but
Yeah.
this great lady said, come on.
I was like, come on, let's try it. Jeff Bailey saying, can't wait for that show.
Okay,
Amazing.
good. Yeah.
So
the show is going to be, I have a theme for the show when it's live. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to talk about phobias, the first part, and give you ideas what phobias are, how they show up. Then the questions that people will sign up for and have the reading has to do with a phobia, because then I want to show you how it happens in real life and then how you heal it. One will be on traumas, topics like that.
So yeah, so stay tuned, guys. We're going to be going into some of your past lives coming up pretty quickly. And thank you so much, Donna, for sharing all of your wisdom and talent with us.
Okay, now I can go home and rest before I come back tomorrow.
Thank you, Donna.
Okay, she came from Tahoe. So yeah.
I'll look forward to meeting you tomorrow.
Okay,
And
thank
we'll be
you.
back-
And thanks for everybody. You could have been anywhere today. Thanks for spending time with us. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Donna.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back to Tangela in a little bit, but it is time for a couple of Global Peace Tribe announcements and another Omashar song. I want to let people know that, speaking of Soul Search, you've heard me mention it, I will be tomorrow in Dublin, and I'll be doing a talk on relationship mastery. And for those of you who can't make it, we are going to also do it online. It'll be a hybrid experience where you can watch online. For all of our subscribers, I will send out an email with the link. For those of you that are in the Zoom room right now, I just put the link into the chat box. So join us at 3 o'clock. And hopefully Omashar will do at least one song, perhaps towards the end, and if he gets there in time, both. And so hopefully I'll see some of you in person and the rest of you all online, and I'll be answering specific questions that you might have about your relationships. So that's always a fun thing to do. And speaking of Omashar, our Omashar, he's got an important announcement to make, followed by a song.
Okay. I didn't realize I was going to be on now. So can you hear me okay?
You sound great.
Good, because I'm this coming week I'm at the Sedona Ascension Retreat in Sedona. How about that? And I just have a little thing here to share with you, but I have to press my sound. This is a little reel I created for the retreat, and I shall give me a moment to get my head around this. Because I have to share screen and I forgot to share the sound thing in the beginning. So just twiddle your thumbs, share computer, there we go. And here we go.
And now the choice is made. We hear the call to freedom. Our lives will reveal. There are no shadows, no fall.
Well, that was that. It was so much fun creating that reel. It's only like 40 seconds long, but it's awesome. So anyway, here is a song called Dancing into Greatness. So do put your dancing shoes on, and especially you, Jeff. And let's went. All right, I think I'm all good here. Yep, I'm good. Okay. Excuse me for fumbling around. Where's it gone? There it is. World of ours, we're here to thrive together, making sure that nobody gets left behind. As the light of truth clears all the stormy weather, and the mother in our soul begins to rise. Through our heart of hearts, we start to know our greatness. As our strength returns, our spirit guides us through. Our eyes behold the rising of the phoenix, and the dance of life begins to birth anew. For the world to change, we need to love each other. What we feel affects the scene we see out there. Look around, forgive your sisters and your brothers. For us all, the time is now to build anew. Hearts, we start to know our greatness. As our strength returns, our spirit guides us through. Our eyes behold the rising of the phoenix, and the dance of life begins to birth anew. Here we go! Start to know our greatness. As our strength returns, our spirit guides us through. Our eyes behold the rising of the phoenix, and the dance of life begins
you.
Wow. That's better than coffee. Definitely. Definitely. Much amazing. Absolutely powerful.
What's coffee, Scott?
Thank you. And anybody, again, Sedona is the place to go. And so, do I share any words about the Sedona Ascension Retreat?
It's going to be just amazing. I mean, obviously the location, but Suzanne Ross and her sister, who is the hostesses, who are the hostesses of this retreat, have just cherry-picked the most perfect people. Of course, there'll be Daryl Anker there, and Alan Steinfeld and Tangela will be there, and a whole bunch of really top shelf people, psychics and ufologists, and an amazing musician myself, crystal bowl singers. There'll be Shelley Reef there, but SedonaAscensionRetreats.com. You can check it out. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of people there. Who else is there?
And I just happen to have the poster right.
Thank you so much.
Here, of course.
There it is.
Tim Henry, who's been on the show recently, Carolyn Corey, Bashar, Jimmy Church, he's a trip.
He is a trip, and the beautiful thing is it's a cumulative effect, and you're all in this. It's a 3-day event, and you just build and build and build the energy until by the halfway through the second day, you just love everybody, and so there we are. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to being there.
Absolutely, it's going to be amazing. So,
yeah. Thank you.
All right, Michelle, we'll be back one more time for our closing song, and hopefully, I loved watching Shakti dance her little booty off, and I hope she's got the energy because she's up next. And to introduce her, here is my wonderful co-host, Tangela.
Thank you, Scott. And Omashar, that was quite the song. Thank you. We're all moving, grooving, and I'm excited to see you in person in Sedona next week. I'll be doing the opening live activation and meditation to open up the Ascension Retreat Conference next weekend, which I always love to do. So I'm excited to see you there in person, Omashar, as well as all of the other beautiful souls that will be there. And I'm excited to introduce our next guest, Shakti Botazi. She is first time here on The Awakening World, and she's one of our amazing luminary soul search practitioners, and she's coming to us live from Mount Shasta, which is also one of my favorite places that I go to quite often. So we're all bringing in that Shasta energy with you, Shakti. And just to introduce everyone, Shakti Botazi is a modern day medicine woman, galactic shaman, and soul guide who helps women and men remember who they truly are and step into the fullness of their sacred purpose. A Fulbright scholar, 3-time entrepreneur, and former corporate executive, Shakti channels ascended beings of light and weaves transmissions from Andean, Incan, Buddhist, Navajo, and curandera lineages into her work. She began channeling in 2012 and has since developed her own healing modalities, including shamanic constellations and the crystalline soma healing method. Her work blends nervous system safety, trauma integration, human design, and multidimensional channeling to guide women from spiritual knowing into embodied living. She is the founder of the Awakened Path and host of the Soul Wisdom Project on the Transformation Network. Welcome, Shakti, to the show.
Thank you, Tangela. I'm so happy to be here, and I can't wait to be live in the shows as soon as my life settles a little bit and I finish moving and all of that. But it's wonderful to be here. I've been watching this show for many years, and it's wonderful to be a part of it today and to be able to bring a little bit of my own love for all and to support all. And thank you, Scott, also for doing this, for being the mind also behind this gathering. So
Amazing. Well, we're so overjoyed you could join us. And I know you'll be joining us live and in person at our Mount Shasta Expo coming up this
yeah,
summer in July.
yeah,
So
yeah,
for those
yeah,
of you who want to come visit Mount Shasta, we're all going to be there together in July. So mark your calendars. You'll get
yeah,
to see us
yeah.
all in person. So Shakti, tell us a little bit more about your work as a modern day medicine woman, galactic shaman, and soul guide. What does that mean? And how did
Yeah.
you step into this?
Yeah. So it's sometimes difficult to speak of just one modality because I actually have 40 years in this path. I'm in my 60s now. And so, you gather so much wisdom from all the traditions that you get transmissions from and study with different teachers. And I specialize in supporting the people I work with. I work one-on-one. I work in groups. I take people to sacred places like Egypt and Sedona, of course, and Mount Shasta and Argentina and different places. And the work is for the person that's working with me to be empowered, to find their own truth, to remember their essence, remember why they're here, and to begin to live life trusting that remembrance. And of course, when I see that as teachers, and like Donna explained, our what we help others with is a path that we've been through ourselves. And for me, this path opened consciously when I was 19 through three deaths in my family, a sister, my grandma, and my dad, all together in like less than 18 months. And that led to a deep search that led me to the first teacher and then more teachers and guides and traditions and all kinds of places around the world. I was born in Argentina. And what that led to was to a path that was very nonlinear, of course, and that it was touch and go. And then I would go a lot into the spiritual world and I would take retreats and I would live divided in two, and that was very painful. I was always for patterns, like Donna said, of past lives. I was the sole breadwinner, and I too married many times and divorced. I am happily with my soulmate for 17 years. I can say this now. But that life was such a school for me, and to walk through all the pain and the grief and the discombobulation that I had to go through was, in effect, the biggest gift. And around the year 2012, I had a mystical experience that truly shifted the path of my life. I was asking for that shift. And because I too had the wound of unworthiness, up until that time, I was able to connect with divine guidance and with the beings of light and the multi dimensions and galactic beings and and the earth and all the beautiful beings that collaborate with us in this journey on earth. But I was only able to do that when I had done a lot of work to, in my mind, deserve that. And so I meditated and I lit candles and journals and then asked. And then I believed that after an hour and a half, I could get a little bitty of information. And I was doing a lot of work to heal. I was learning with many teachers. And this morning, where I was going through a really, really rough time in my life, I was having breakfast in my kitchen. I had sent the kids to school that were very young, in like elementary school, and I was in my pajamas. So all not perfect. I didn't have candles on. On the contrary, I had my computer close to me, and I was watching a movie that is from a mystic in Brazil, which is interesting. I was watching that movie that spoke about how life is on the other side after you pass, after you leave the body. And I hear this voice that says, close the computer. And I don't. And I'm like, "Pfft," so I keep drinking my coffee and I'm like, close the computer. And I don't twice. And so the third time I hear, close the computer so we can talk to you. And so I'm like, okay. So I closed it. It was a laptop. I closed the cover of the computer. And suddenly the whole kitchen where I was becomes illuminated by these beings of light. I've told this story so many times, and not once do I not feel that again. And it was all around me, like a circle of beings of light. And in front of me, between the table and the fridge, literally a scroll came down, or what I saw was like a scroll coming down. And I heard and saw the letters being typed, like when you type on the screen of a computer, letter by letter. And I received a transmission that was mostly of love and energy, but that it had many, many messages that I ended up uh, taking action upon through the next year or two. They were about my life, my business, where I was meant to be. I was in Italy at the time, and it was about my children and even what food to eat. It was extremely detailed. And in Earth time, it lasted 45 minutes. And when they were done, they said Sirius, like the star Sirius, out, because they have a lot of a great sense of humor, which is something I love when I connect with the guides. And they left, and the kitchen like left was not illuminated anymore, and the energetic frequency plummeted. And with that plummeting of the frequency, I collapsed and started bawling. I was crying so loud because that was a training also in the vibrational field that someone has to hold when you access the multidimensional field. And I wasn't ready for that. And so it was a lot of effort for me and my being and my system, and it fried. And so I cried for like 2 hours. I called in at work and I canceled. I said, I can't go to work. I couldn't drive. And I journaled as much as I could about that. And that was a turning point, not a coincidence that it was in 2012, such a turning point for all of humanity. And from then on, what happened was that I began receiving guidance and trusting the guidance that was coming and asking for guidance and using my own discernment to either take action or not upon that guidance. And it's been a journey, which is still going on. But the beauty of this journey, which is now 14 years going, is that more and more I learned to trust my own path through so many synchronicities and so much magic and so many irrefutable um, indications on 3D. For example, one of them was when I sold this house I had in Tuscany that I had to sell. I needed the money. There were so many conditions that I needed to sell that house. And I had a real estate company at the time. And prior to selling that house, I had sold a house of a German woman that she was in dire straits. And so when that happened, the house was purchased by a man that had the birthday and the name of my dad that had passed when I was 20, the name and the birthday. So what are the chances? So that gave me money because I got my commission. This woman had a lot of money. When I had to sell my house a year and a half later, I needed money to do some betterment of the house and renovations, and I didn't have the money, and she lends me the money. And the person that buys the house buys it on the anniversary date of the passing of my dad. So all of these things, I have so many, I could speak hours about this. So fast forward to today, in that journey that has been filled with wonderment and a lot of grief and pain and overcoming all of that and understanding that there was something, some reason why I was going through all of that. One of the biggest clues for me was, well, when I was in a mess as a young woman, I understood. I created the mess. I can get myself out of the mess. And through that, about 10 years ago now, I was led and guided to drop everything, sell my real estate company in Tuscany, begin coming to the US. The guides were telling me Mount Shasta needed me. And it took like 10 years for me to eventually go to Mount Shasta, but that happened. And I lived there and I'm on my way there now. I'm not there right this moment. I'm in Oregon, like Sanjila said, but I'm on my way there. And one of the biggest things that has happened when I work with others is that because I too work with the guides of the other person, my guides, and I have so many, many trainings and traditions and transmissions, is that I utilize whatever is needed to go deep and help the person release the conditionings, release what's holding them back from living their better life, better expression of themselves, and mostly to begin to live their own life, trusting their own source of guidance. And oftentimes that happens so beautifully because it happens where, for example, just a few days ago, I did a shamanic constellation, which Tangila mentioned, which is an ancestral healing. And ancestral healing is important because just like Donna said, we bring patterns, and oftentimes patterns come from past lives, but sometimes patterns come from our lineage. We take the ownership of patterns that were from our father, our grandfather, or mother, grandfather, great grandmother. And we told the souls, I'm going to go there and I'm going to end this pattern of struggle and suffering for the family. So as we do an ancestral lineage healing, which is called a shamanic constellation in this methodology that I apply, you get freed, you get released from that holding pattern, but with you, your whole lineage. It is so profound and deep. And that also came through my own guidance to learn that. So the other day I was doing one of these sessions, which are very profound and they last like 2 hours. And every time I do these sessions, the guides tell me what elements I have to have on the field. So I can do those remotely. And so they tell me you have to have this kind of crystal today, and you have to have this thing because it signifies this thing or this other thing. And I know nothing about the person or the lineage of the person. And every single time when the person comes online and I begin explaining the field, they're like, oh, I was guided to put this tone and this tone and this card, and they're the exact same. And so that alone opens up the person to a receptivity and an ability to just relax and know that it's going to be okay. And so after that, beautiful healing happens. And since then, I had two modalities fully download. One is the shamanic constellation, and another one is an energy healing method called the crystalline soma healing method.
Beautiful. So that's so powerful, Shakti. Do you have like either a short demonstration or a mini session, mini reading, or mini channeling, something that you can do to bring us into some of this healing experience that you have?
I I asked my guidance today about this, and I was told to just be present and to bring forth some thoughts for the community and for all of us, connecting our hearts to the collective, and because this is such a beautiful community. So if it's okay with you to do that,
Yeah,
I would be happy.
oh,
Okay,
beautiful.
so I just invite everybody to listen with an open heart and to just follow my voice and connect to your hearts. Maybe place your hands in your hearts for a moment. In the heart is such a beautiful portal through which we open up to the multidimensionality of our beingness. And as we have our hands on our hearts, feel all the people that are tuning in this moment. And I love to say this now moment wherever and whenever you're tuning in the replay, in the YouTube replay tomorrow, the next day, it doesn't matter. But for all of us live here, feel the field because it's very powerful, it's very tangible. And with your feet on the ground, connect to this beautiful planet that is this space where we are in the third dimension and interacting with each other, but also have access to all the dimensionalities of Mother Earth, of the Pachamama. And inhale that feeling and notice what happens with you as you're simply tuning into the field. Maybe your heart beats a little bit faster, or maybe you have a tingling sensation, or simply just feel expanded, an expansion in yourself from this connection. And to be in community like this community tonight is so fundamental for us spiritual seekers in this moment on earth. It is especially important at this moment because the illusion matrix, the Maya, the field of Maya is so powerful at this moment. And it's in what's called the extinction bark. So there's a lot of craziness going on and a lot of bombardment of information and of activity. And it's just going to get louder. This is not going to get better any sooner. What is important is that we have the full sovereignty to hold our field of love and to tune into the higher frequency of love that is available to all of us more than ever before. On a cosmic level, we have Neptune, the planet of agape, the planet of expansion, the planet of dissolution of boundaries, sitting at the very, very beginning of Aries in the zodiac at about 1.5 degrees right now. And it is very near Saturn, playing with this dissolution of boundaries, bringing the boundaries and bringing louder and louder the laws, the regulations, the physics of what it means to live on Earth. And this is giving all of humanity this first degrees of Aries, or the beginning cosmically of a wave that hasn't happened like this very powerful reset for 6,400 years. Yes, Neptune and Saturn come together every 30 years or so, but together at 0 degrees of Aries, like they were on February 20th, they only come together every many thousands of years. And what they ignite is a big reset. And this reset, just like a rocket going out to space, is going against the atmosphere, and like a rocket is wobbly as it goes out of space, and it takes a while until it reaches that softer move forward. And in this moment in which this is being ignited is that we are being asked to remember why we came here. Each one of us that is here on earth at this time has a very definite soul mission. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, especially since you are in this path of awakening. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here listening to these words. And tune into that. And to do that, also, Jen earlier today said, and Donna said, how they do that and go in nature and meditate and eat foods that are high vibration and find your own way. But the guidance is the frequencies that are high of the fifth dimension and sixth and seventh and on beyond are available to us. All we need to do is to ground very deeply on earth and to open our hearts and to really centering access that dimension, that frequency, and hold that frequency. And part of how we do that is holding the sovereignty of what we take in, what we take in from energy from the environment around us, what we take in our minds with conversations, what we take in from the news or not take it in because we choose not to, what we take in from food frequencies, from everything. We must become, and this is the Saturn aspect, we must become smart and discern with wisdom what we do let in, like love and the frequency of gatherings like this one, and joy and the songs and the music and nature and all the things that feed and nurture us and help us hold the field. Because what's needed is us holding the field and believing that something different is possible, not falling into the rabbit hole of all of the illusionary stories. And a remembrance that we each have access to that higher frequency of our higher self. And remember every day to give permission to your divine team and to ask your divine team to support you in thoughts, words, and actions. And remember to do this daily because without your permission, they cannot come and support you. And with this in this moment, there's so many guys gathered around with us here, and they are asking to tune into if you are willing to receive a coding of light codes and sound codes for a few moments to help and support you in this time. And if it's a yes, simply say it inside of you. And if it's a no, you're going to be respected in your will. And it's beginning now. O tuaina kai taira kauina ko turuku ai ikina ai kai kuna kai tara kai iki kai kuna kai ta. Ora ko ai kina ai ko ai kai turuku ai kina kai kumu kai ai kataya. O no ai kai taina kai ko ai mai kai tara i kai. Ora ko ai nai kai ko nai o kuaiaka. O shai nai koe ai nai. Shai kaya kaya. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for that beautiful
Thank
transmission.
you, Shakti. Beautiful transmission, very powerful.
Thank you for giving me the possibility to being here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And just want to remind everybody that you can connect with her directly. Her website is theawakenpath.com. How perfect that you're on the awakening world, given that you're the awaken path. And that's where you can connect with her. Is there anything on the website you want to make sure that I point out to people?
There's many gifts beyond the ones you see on the screen right now. There's in the menu up top, it says gifts, and you click it, and there's many ways in which you can be supported, and handouts and meditations. There's lots of things that can support you in your path wherever you are at this moment. So
Oh, thank you so much, Shakti. That's very generous of you to have those beautiful gifts. And is there a particular demographic group that you especially enjoy working with?
I began working with people in their 50s, and about 4 or 5 years ago, younger women began seeking me. They said that I hold like a nurturing mother frequency that they can benefit from. So I actually work with a broad range in their late 20s to past 60s. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
having me.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for being with us and sharing your beautiful wisdom and gifts and really supporting us and holding this collective energy.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Most powerful message right now, Scott. This is the most powerful message that we can have, because when we look at what's going on, you know, if we're not careful, we can actually let it lower our vibration. And
Absolutely.
we're here to really hold the higher frequency for the collective. And even with the low vibrational activities or news or everything that's coming up around us, we're here to continue to elevate the frequency of the planet. So thank you for guiding.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shakti.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Shakti.
you're welcome.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And
So
we still have two more presenters.
I do, and I'm going to move over because we have, I'm actually in the expo hall. We've kind of closed down for the day, but I'm very excited because Tiffany and Tyrone are here at their beautiful booth with their amazing setup. So I'm going to turn off my computer and they're gonna.
Oh,
And my spotlight
All right.
then
there
had
we
to be
go.
on a different computer.
Let's put you guys on.
Right, so I'm looking for them.
Okay. Oh, can you come on screen? Oh, you're looking
Oh,
for
yeah.
them. Okay, perfect.
Do you see us there?
There.
There we go.
You great.
So I'm excited to be here. Also, for the first time joining us on the Awakening World tonight, we have Zen Prospera, Tiffany Huang, and Tyrone Botello, and welcome. They are amazing members of our community and the founders of Zen Prospera, which is a wellness brand, as you guys can see here, devoted to helping people cultivate greater calm, balance, and mindfulness in everyday life. They blend their passion for healing and personal transformation to bring these amazing healing tools, and they really invite people to slow down, reconnect, and restore inner peace. Tyrone is an energy healer with more than 20 years of experience in energy healing, sound healing, and guided meditation. Tiffany is a sound healer and yoga master teacher with 12 years of experience supporting people in deepening presence, balance, and well-being. Together, they created Zen Prospera to share the healing power of sound through custom Tibetan singing bowls, sound bowls, their signature bell bowls, each designed with care. So thank you guys for being here. Welcome.
Thank you. We're so delighted to be here on this show.
Awesome.
Yes.
And so you all are master energy healers, been practicing for such a long time. What inspired you to create Zen Prospera and these tools?
Absolutely. Do you want to start?
Sure, yes. Hi, everybody. Yeah, and so this actually started with our other business that we have, Circle Up Education. And so about 12 years ago, we started doing professional development for cities, school districts, students, and also for social workers and therapists. And we always wove mindfulness into everything that we did. A lot of the conflicts that we were addressing and the tools that we were building really had to do with emotional challenges that people were facing, whether it be from trauma that they had in their past or things that were going on in their personal life. And so mindfulness became such a core part of what we were doing. And we found that both of us had this kind of experience in our lives around doing healing work, and we were seamlessly able to kind of weave it into the day-to-day work that we were doing. And we have been using singing bowls the whole time, and people were like, we really love the benefits of using different types of like sound healing and vibrational healing in order to help with mindfulness. And people were like, you have to sell this stuff. And we were like, if we're going to sell it, we're actually going to be intentional about this and actually make them and really, dissect what makes these things, powerful. And so that kind of led us on this journey.
And so you guys were having an educational company. How were these people familiar with these types of tools
Not
or
at all.
practices?
Not at all. So we really, like in our courses and in our trainings, there would be like 30 to 50 people, sometimes 100, but we would bring our singing bowls and we would actually use them to gather people's attention. So instead of me being like, everybody, like, let me get your attention or be quiet, I would just use the singing bowl and we would and just gather people's attention. And not only did it help everyone to pause, but it also added a layer of like mindfulness that they didn't expect. but was equally beneficial. And in the courses that we taught, the trainings, whether we were working with teachers and helping to manage behaviors in the classroom or with like stressed out staff, we would actually lead mindfulness. And so it would be their first time, like we would actually have to walk people through step by step, you know, sit back, relax, close your eyes, find something to gaze at. And then people would just be like, wow, like what is that? I need one of those. And then even teachers who felt really uncomfortable using it, they're like, well, let me try it with my students. And they did. And then day after day, the students would actually be like, wait, are we going to use the bowl today? So they actually started requesting it. And so, yeah, about 1.5 years ago, we were like, let's do this intentionally. Yeah.
I would say too that like there's something really beautiful and profound about sound bowls in particular, because meditation, people often feel like it's something that's not always accessible for them. Like that there has to be some kind of magic that you have, or that it takes so much to quiet the mind. And that what happens when you actually use singing bowls is that it produces an oscillating sound that our mind is actually naturally attracted to. So like if I were to ask you to like listen to the sound of the sound bowl, for instance, we would hear like a melody playing, but what's actually happening is that it's an oscillating sound that's getting softer and softer, and our brain will listen and focus in to all of the subtle changes that we might not be conscious to, but it is conscious to. And so the simplicity of meditating with the bowl is that you ring the sound bowl and then you listen as intently as you can to the sound until you can't hear it anymore. And there's this thing that happens where we will kind of be gravitated towards the sound that it makes, and as we're focusing on the sound, it actually helps to calm us down. And there's like a level of magic that happens in that, and it's so simple, and with a little bit of practice, like it's amazing to see what happens. And when I used to do, I'm a Reiki master, and I also do quite a few different modalities of energy work. And I would talk a lot with people about what our consciousness is, and that our brain, people think that our mind and our thoughts are our consciousness, but I would try to help them to understand that the consciousness is almost like it is the part of ourselves that's listening to our mind. It's like the observer. And that when we start to realize that there's a difference between our thoughts and the observer of the thoughts, what ends up happening is, I always say that the mind is almost like a really loud child that keeps screaming. It's like, mommy, I need, it's like constantly saying, look at me, stay here. And so our consciousness gets constantly stuck in our mind space. So we don't have the ability to move it to other parts of our body, to our heart space, to even to other people around us. And that one of my teachers long ago said that one of the keys to meditation is actually distracting the mind, and that we are taught often we have to silence the mind, but that's really difficult. But if we find a way to distract it, to get it not thinking about our thoughts, then it can allow our consciousness to move around our body much more easily. And so the sound bowls often can have that effect for people, where it distracts that almost like the child inside that's like yelling to try to get our attention, so then we could focus in on other parts of ourselves to be able to actually meditate and find that groundedness.
Hey, Tangela, is your computer there? Because we can hear you well, but your screen is frozen, Tyrone and Tiffany. So the internet there must be a bit rubbish. We can hear you perfectly. But
you can hear us, but
yeah, Tangela, where's your computer? You could turn your screen on. Your computer.
Oh, you want to turn my screen on? Sure. Okay.
Yeah, but leave the sound off. And that might be able to get a better picture of them.
The internet connection was much better where you were for the earlier part of the show, Tangela. But the moment you moved over to this space and this computer, it's been really, really poor video.
Oh, go on the hotel Wi-Fi. Oh, hold on. We're going to move them over to the hotel Wi-Fi.
Is this one right here?
Yeah. Do you have the password?
Well, while they're sorting that out, I'll come back on for a moment. And I know that we're going to have Dennis coming up as our last presenter. And I've already committed for him maybe to do a little healing work with Eleanor Joy. We'll probably have room for one more person, someone who's got their camera on. So that's something to think about. And also while they're kind of sorting it out, I want to kind of alert people to next week's show. I always like to let people know what's coming on next. We had a very dynamic conversation on our show on the 11th, last Wednesday night. And we're going to have another dynamic conversation on March 18th. Really we're having kind of taking more time to talk about the hard things going on in the world right now. And so we're going to continue the conversation. And kind of the spin is that we're going to be with 4 women who are using powerful creative expression to deal with difficult topics like being sexually abused and even sex trafficking. It's going to be a dynamic show on managing pain and challenges through creative expression. And you'll recognize some of these people. Of course, Hannah Burke has been on the show quite a bit, as has our beloved Piper Dellums. But we're also going to have Tess Cacciatore and Radiance sharing some of their films, some of their creative expression. And that's what we've got happening next Wednesday night. So just wanted to let you know about that. And it looks like our friends are set up and ready to continue what appears to be a much better evening.
Oh, perfect. Can y'all hear us okay?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Amazing. Wonderful. Well, thank you for that hiatus. No, this is amazing. I love what Tyrone and Tiffany are doing because they've been bringing mindfulness and consciousness work to teachers, to government workers, to all of these different communities that, really are opening up to all of this. Yes. And you've been doing it through sound. And so I'd love for you to share a little bit with our audience tonight, a little bit of your tools, your techniques.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Do you want to start with
Yeah.
And I know you guys have a lot of videos online.
We
too.
do. We have lots of videos, instruction videos, YouTube videos. So this is our Zen Prospera bowl. I'll just play the sound of it. It's 6 inches and it's made out of yellow copper, which is the same materials that instruments are made out of. So it has this beautiful musical quality to it. Still going.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Of course.
Yeah, when we originally reached out to our suppliers in Nepal to have, first they were a little curious about why we wanted to actually structure the bowls ourselves. So, because that's not typically normal. And part of the reason why is because we knew that there were a lot of elements that make sound bowls special. One of them is the weight of the bowl and also the composition. So we chose. Yeah, this bowl is about 4.5 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And compared to traditional brass bowls that are hand hammered that are a lot lighter. And so, but what happens is that in order to experience the sound frequencies, the bowl has to have a little bit more weight. It has to be shaped in a very particular way. And so we actually built and structured the molds of the bowl to be shaped in a particular way that creates a resonance that lasts a lot longer. So there was a lot of technicality that went into the building of our singing bowls. But my favorite ones actually are our bell bowls. And so we designed these larger singing bowls that are actually used for sound baths and sound healing, and they are massive. This weighs about 8 pounds. And yeah, earlier today, actually, we were actually talking about how bells were used actually in many different civilizations for different types of physiological healing. That many cities had bells that were bigger than our bodies. That people would stand underneath the bells, and the vibrations of these bells that were typically in the first octave. So, kind of in the same area of like gongs, for instance, that they would oscillate and move and shake all the cells in our body as well as our nerves. And so, it was used for healing in lots of different modalities. So the bell bowl produces a very strong frequency, and I think it should be able to pick up on the microphone. Also, one of the things that are unique is that we actually, these bowls come with rubber mallets. And so these are super thick rubber mallets that are used to produce stronger vibrations. So I'll show you this one here. so strong that if you move your hands close to the bowl, you can actually feel the vibrations of it.
We should have Tangela right here.
Yeah.
We'll switch. We're gonna have
So I'm just going to move the bowl throughout the chakras in your body, and just all you have to do is close your eyes and just feel the frequency of it,
And
okay?
the audience be tuning in and doing the same thing?
Yes.
Okay, so.
All right.
I don't know if the audience could feel the energies there as well with the bowls. Very, very strong, very powerful. Ooh, and I know you guys also have
Yes.
the beautiful drums, and tell them a little bit about this and
Yes.
how everyone can tune in and feel the energies as well.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So-
I was asking questions.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So-
I'll get some of the comments from our audiences briefly. Carol writes, beautiful sound.
Thank you.
DR writes, I feel that in my throat chakra and now in the high heart. Shakti writes, these bowls have a clean sound and are so potent. Wow.
You know, that is so funny because that 10-inch bowl specifically is a note G, which associates with the throat chakra. So that is wild that you can pick up on that.
Our DR is very tuned in those ways.
Wow.
Wow, beautiful. Eleanor Joy says, very profound and tingling all through my body. And George says, and I noticed Tangela's own throat chakra is open. Thank you for noticing, George. I do need to keep working on that. So thanks, Tyrone and Tiffany.
You're welcome. And that is the thing about the bell bowls that we use, is that they have the ability to access and activate all of the chakras because of the frequencies. The thing about the metal bowls versus crystal bowls is that the frequencies, I'm going to get a little technical here, but crystal bowls are in the 440 hertz frequency, which is the fourth octave. So if any of you have ever done sound baths before, it feels so amazing because it feels like it takes you to another place. Like the whole room fills with the sound, and it's because the frequency can pass through just the surface layers of our body. So we can hear it in our ears, we hear it bouncing off of everything. But crystal bowls, or even some of our singing bowls that are in the fourth octave, they can't actually pass through our bones and through our thicker, denser organs. Singing bowls, and some crystal singing bowls, usually the really, really big ones that are usually larger than, this is a 10-inch singing bowl. So if you've ever had crystal singing bowls that are maybe 12 or 14 inches, like the really large ones, those ones can, depending on the bowls, are in the first or second octave. And those bowls, the sound frequencies can actually pass directly through the body. And so people often have a very visceral response. Like sometimes we play these bowls and people just start to tingle all over because they can feel the vibration even through, we actually brought our special microphones because we were hoping you all could hear the actual frequency through the Zoom call.
Amazing, amazing.
Mhm.
And so let's see this other beautiful instrument that you all have.
Yes, these are our ocean drums. These are amazing. And so the story around these actually is that they not only make the sound of the ocean, but they also make a thunder-like sound. And we were working with students who were dealing with high levels of trauma in middle and high school. And we started introducing the ocean drum as an emotional expression and processing tool. And so part of it was for relaxing, where you can actually make the sound of the ocean, which we're going to model. But also, if you shake the 16-inch ocean drum like thunder, it is so loud that you can scream and yell at the top of your lungs and people can't hear it. And so it was a very cathartic tool for people being able to release built up emotions that they were holding inside, especially anger and rage. And when you see people make the thunder sound, and I don't think it'll show up on here, it'll be a little bit loud, but
We still have some sessions.
Oh, okay. We better
Yeah.
not. We better not.
But it is such a powerful experience. And so I'm gonna model for you here so you can hear the ocean drum, and I'm gonna maybe Tiffany can help.
I can
There
hold
you
it
go.
up here.
Yeah, it's
And
a
we can
little-
show them the little beads in there too.
Yeah, there we go.
You can show them the ocean view, that one's.
Oh yeah, the one. So this is the sandscape one, and then this one over here that is a little bit larger. This is the 22-inch one, and it has the little fishes in the background as well. So there we go. So we are one of, I think, the 3 companies that actually partners with Remo, who's a professional drum maker, that actually makes ocean drums. So these are very high-quality drums, and they don't have animal hide on them. They're actually made with a special resin it's a vegan resin, but it's because animal hide doesn't actually produce the same sound frequencies that make it sound like the ocean. So yeah, I'm going to go to model for you here.
I'll hold your mic.
And we can take us into the relaxing ocean seascape, Tyrone.
Yes, there we go.
That definitely sounds like the ocean.
Yay! We're so glad the sound came through.
And I'll do a little bit of thunder so you can hear it too, okay? Just a little bit. Just a little.
And you said that you started working with kids with these.
Yes.
And what was the reaction?
Oh my goodness. There's something really cool to watch. I mean, we've worked with children as young as kindergarten and getting to see them like experience just the sound of the singing bowls, and they love them. Like, I think that there's like a fascination that comes with the bowls, and even, I mean, just to be quite honest, it's a lot easier teaching children meditation than adults.
Yeah.
We worked with kindergartners and first graders, and they just like, there's something about it. They just get really excited about it. Sound is like such a mystery still to them, and so getting to like the ocean drum is just fascinating. I mean, like, they just play with it for hours. But I think that when I see the excitement and just what happens when they get into that mental, like, relaxation space, it's so beautiful to see that. And they're like, yeah, I was so peaceful. I was so calm. All my thoughts went away. And it's just, and these are like children.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think the thing is, too, is that, like, when you're shaking it really loud, like, you're releasing anger, but anger is energy. And so, like, being able to not only, like, circulate that, but actually release it, like, what that does, you know, to a child, to an individual. But we would also use these in our trainings, and we would pass it around so we would just say, like, use the ocean drum to express how you're feeling today. So sometimes people would play it really soft and slow. Sometimes they would move it all around to express, like, my day has been wild today, or they would shake it up. But, like, to see the wonder, you know, and also the accessibility that, you know, in day-to-day lives, like, it's kind of hard to really share how you're feeling. And so the fact that somebody could do that non-verbally was just really liberating.
Yeah, so we're based here in the Bay Area, and one of the very large cities here in the Bay Area that we were actually training them through a huge crisis that they had, where they actually lost 2 people on their team, and we were doing a training the same day, and the client called us and they said, "Hey, I don't know what to do because we can't cancel the training, but we just want to let you know that like there's a lot of emotions in the room." And and this was a training on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we were doing a training on very deep level, related topics. And so it had nothing to do with mindfulness. And we thought, you know what, we're just going to bring the ocean drum. And we brought the ocean drum, and everybody just went around and expressed how they were feeling about their loss. No words at all. Sometimes words don't quite captivate like what we're going through, and it was so powerful, and they were so thankful just to have that moment to just express with the ocean drum, and it was really beautiful. Yeah.
Wow. Really powerful that we're bringing this to so many different people and so many different walks of life. And, we're here, Global Peace Tribe and at Soul Search, but, all of these tools that we are celebrating and bringing together here, we want everyone to use, around the world, especially during these chaotic times.
Yeah, I think that's what I love the most. I think you said it earlier, is that these are people who would never probably even be exposed to mindfulness tools, and they maybe also have some bias about the work that we do, right, as healers and such. So us being able to expose like sound healing and mindfulness and meditation and even energy work to people who would have never been exposed to it in any other way, it's beautiful. And I think it's helping people to find more sense of groundedness inside. So I love that.
Wow.
We've got 2 questions, and then we have to move forward because we're running a little bit late. But people are asking where you are in the Bay Area.
We're based in Oakland, California.
Okay, great. And then there's a question about the cost. What are these beautiful, amazing devices cost?
Yes. We have, let's see. So the ocean drums, I always get the cost wrong. I have them right here.
And we have discounted prices today for Soul Search.
Yay.
But I can also pull up the site.
And you guys have beautiful pricing here. So how about we start with the Zen Golden Bowl?
Yeah.
What was the one
or the Zen Prosperity. We'll start with this one here. Yeah. So this one right here, I believe at
$69.99.
Thank you.
Yes, $69.99 for our Zen Prospera.
Awesome. And then the bell bowls are $199 for the 8-inch bowl, which is behind Tangela back here. And then the actual, it's heavy. So this one right here, and then the 10-inch bowl, which I was playing and I lost it. I don't know where that thing went. But the 10-inch bowl is $212 for that one. And then the ocean drums, this one is $105 from the ocean drum from Remo. And then the larger one is, I believe, it's
$159.
$159, and that's for the 22-inch drum.
I have one, and it's amazing.
I have to say, that's far less than I thought.
That's what a lot of people
You'll be able
say.
to meet them tomorrow and try them out yourself.
Maybe I'll give myself a drum.
Yes.
And accessibility. Oh, there we go. And accessibility was a big thing for us. Is that normal singing bowls of this weight and size are much more expensive, and because we actually source them and make them ourselves, we actually can provide them at costs that are more reasonable.
Well, here's the way to do it. And I just gave them my email address.
Yay! Thank you, Scott.
It's zenprospera.com. ZenProspera. Zenprospera.com. And that's where, of course, right away, put in your email address so you get that discount. And that's where you can learn all about their different bowls. And it's a beautiful website, really beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, these bowls are gorgeous, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. And maybe I can sit where she sat and get the.
Oh yeah, we'll get the whole experience.
The whole experience.
Scott.
This is the most of the experience I've ever gotten, and I want more.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We're going to go to our prayer time, and then we're going to come back to Tangela for our final guest, the wonderful Dennis that we all love.
Thank you so much, guys. And thank you,
Thank
Tyrone
you.
and
Thank
Tiffany.
you, Tangela. Thank you, Scott. Thank
Thanks
you,
for having
everyone.
us.
Absolutely. I look forward to meeting you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm the one.
All right. Well, it is time for prayer. And boy, do we need it now more than ever. So I'm glad that DR is with us. She's back after taking a little bit of time to rest and heal. And of course, the other member of the dynamic duo, Desiree, is with us. Well, she's also with it. And I'm going to turn it over to both of you.
Thank you. All right, taking a nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. I can see the hearts among you. I see the stars that you came from, and I can see where you're headed. Let's clear the hearts.
And in this beautiful, clear, healing space, our bodies ring clear as a bell, making more room for love and light, more room for joy. For as we carry the joy, allowing that in for ourselves, so we get to emanate that frequency out. And that while the world is shifting, we allow ourselves to expand and grow, to receive more love. And sending this out into our field, also praying for the physical healing for those in our Zoom room and beyond. Again, wrapping ourselves in this love and light, deep, deep within as it spreads out. And we know and we trust that all truly is well, will be well. And just allowing more room for those who are grieving through this change. Allowing compassion for suffering while we are a stand for joy. And we send this love out as peace throughout the world and beyond. And so it is.
Just have a couple minutes of silence. Everybody can pray in their own way. I'm going to go to gallery view. So just putting forward any individuals that you know that need extra love and care, or yourself, or our awakening world. Maximum grace for all beings everywhere. And maximum grace for our beloved Global Peace Tribe family and our friends and all those in our orbit. Aho, Ashe. Thank you, Diara. Thank you, Desiree. And we're going to go back to our beloved Tangela, who's got, she still has some.
I was doing a prayer with you guys.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll take a moment to train.
And here we have Dennis. So Dennis, are we going to go over to your booth?
I don't know. Well, I packed it up.
You packed it up? Well, okay, so we should stay here at the Palinette. You want us to go? Okay, yeah, let's go there. Okay, perfect. Let's go back. Okay. Dennis is joining us. He had packed up his booth already, so.
Okay. Well, I'll just remind people that if anybody
right, putting him here.
If anybody wants to heal, I'm going to mute you
I
for.
can't hear you, Scott.
Um,
Oh, there we go. Okay.
yeah, are you settled in? And I need you to unmute.
Hey, wonderful. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So I am here with Dennis Shimosaka of Shimosaka Wellness and Healing Services. And Dennis is an amazing Tao soul energy healer. And some of you here at the Global Peace Tribe are familiar with him. But for those of you who are not, he is a Tao energy healer, and Tao is represented here as source energy, not a religion. So if you're experiencing any trauma, pain, sickness, or challenge in life and are searching for an alternative solution, this may be your solution because you can experience the power of pure source Tao energy healing. And this works at focusing on the root causes of whatever conditions that you may have, not just the external. And so, he works with clients from all over the world to quiet the mind, improve sleep, reduce PTSD, bring peace back, leg pain, and also treat many different types of ailments and diseases. And even myself, I had to cancel plans with Scott last night because I was so sick from the night before, but I actually called Dennis and he did a Tao Soul energy healing on me. And I've been very energized for the expo today. So thank you, Dennis.
See, she wore white, and I knew that, so we're pretty close to us, so I had to dress in white today.
Oh, thank you. And Dennis, we actually, one of our favorite Global Peace Tribers has been waiting patiently for you to be on the show.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's our beloved Eleanor Joy, and she's in need of your magic. So I'm going to turn it over to you to chat with Eleanor Joy.
I'm sorry, tell me more. What? Here.
Do you need to get
Tell me more. No, I'm fine. Yeah, tell me more.
So I went to bed Tuesday night and woke up Wednesday morning with discomfort in my arm,
Okay,
my right arm.
okay.
And I thought maybe I slept on it wrong, but it's been getting worse every day since then. And sometimes if I move it in a certain way, it's very, very painful. And the doctor thinks it's something in my spine, but I don't know, and I have to go to my family physician as well. So I'm very happy to be here with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me here. It's just a delight to be here. I love everyone in here, and I really mean it deeply. And it's like you're a great group of people. And again, when did this start? That's Eleanor, right?
Yeah, on Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning. It just happened, yes? Or did, oh.
Just woke up. There it was.
Okay, real simple. And everyone can participate in some degree. You'll get some benefit. Just place your right hand over your heart, Eleanor, and right below your navel. Right hand over your heart. Yeah, the reason for your right hand over your heart and left below your navel is we want to keep the energy in your body. And then keep your eyes closed. I keep my eyes closed for a reason too, so I can focus on you specifically. Everyone else will receive some benefit. Everyone else would like to close your eyes. It's fine. I'm not doing anything funny here, or just I'm not dancing up there. I should be, but anyway. No, just to have fun. So Eleanor, we're releasing, letting it go, just breathing in. How much time do I have here?
For Eleanor Joy, you can go as long as you like.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry to laugh. This is the end. I've been up here since 7 o'clock in the morning.
I know he's
so yeah.
We don't have to.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. And I haven't even had a lunch or dinner. No, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm having a great time here. And so just place your right hand over your heart, left below your navel. Just breathe in, breathe out. Kind of focus in on your body. We're grounding you, Eleanor. We're grounding your body, releasing, letting it go. Releasing, letting it go. Grounding your back, your body, your releasing, letting it go. Just breathing in, breathing out normally. Just grounding your body. So I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Eleanor. Just breathe in. And then you're exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not a breath work. This is breathing in a high frequency energy light, Tao healing light. So just breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that works, if 4 is fine, we'll just do 4. And then we're exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Releasing, letting it go. Breathing light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to your heart. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to the liver. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to your lungs. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to the brain area. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to your spine, spinal cord. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in light and putting spaces in between all the vertebrae. Breathing light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to all the back muscles and nerve endings. Breathing light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going up to the neck area. Breathing light to all the surrounding areas, neck muscles, meridians, energy channels. Breathing light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light in the same area. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light in the same area. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to all the vertebrae, the fluid in the vertebrae. Breathing light, breathing in space, breathing light to all the spaces in between all the cells. Breathing in light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to the shoulders. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light, 360-degree light going into your back. Breathing in light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to all the nerve endings in the back. Breathing in light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the spaces in between all the cells, breathing in light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in light, all the spaces in between all the cells in the back. Breathing in light, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to all the shoulder and nerve endings going all the way down through the arms, both arms. Breathing light, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing light to your hands, all your hands and feet. Breathing light, clearing all the meridian energy channels throughout your hands and feet. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4. Same area, vibrating your hands and feet at a high frequency light, clearing the meridians. Breathing in light, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4. Going through the hands, going through the arms, up to the shoulders. Breathing in light, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3. We're going out to the neck and shoulder area, neck. Breathe in light, all those areas. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out 1, 2, 3, 4. 360-degree light coming into your whole body. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out 1, 2, 3, 4. A couple more times. 360-degree light coming into your body. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time, breathing in. Breathing light, 360-degree light, Eleanor. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your eyes closed. Grounding your body. Allow it to integrate, allow the frequency energy integrate throughout your body. Just breathing in normally. Allow it to integrate head to toe. Going up to your feet all the way to middle of the body, up to your head. Integrating. Going down, grounding to the center of the earth. Balancing, recalibrating the body. We're balancing, recalibrating the body. Balancing, recalibrating the body. Balancing. Resetting, calibrating. Breathing in normally, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. A couple, 3 times. Take a deep breath in, Eleanor. Exhale out. Take a deep breath in, Eleanor. Exhale out. Last side, take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Anytime, open your eyes.
Thank you.
Smiling. Tell me, give me some feedback. What's happening? What?
Um, the pain is still there, but within myself, I feel lighter, and I can keep doing that exercise. So I appreciate that.
But what's the pain level where we started, or what's the difference? I guess.
I think it's down a little bit.
Okay, that's a plus.
Yeah, I'm moving my arm more than I was earlier.
Okay, so that's a plus.
Yeah. But I can still, I can still just feel it all the time going down. But this movement is greatly improved.
By how much or significantly? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I did this last night. I put something from the front seat to the back seat in my car, and I thought I was going to die.
Okay. Okay.
It was very serious.
Okay.
So it looks like I'm doing that now.
Oh, good. Okay. So you
Yeah.
see noticing a
So,
noticeable improvement over the list, this 10, 15 minute or whatnot.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's still constant, but I got more range of motion now.
Okay.
So that's good.
Yeah, well, let me kind of explain that a little bit. The constant range in motion that you're receiving is the very first step. Okay. And that's important. And important to recognize is that that's significant. Because what you
Yeah.
said just minutes ago was you couldn't basically do this earlier yesterday.
That's right.
Now it's without medication or anything. It has changed.
I
Yeah.
did take a prescription pill earlier today.
Yeah. But you weren't able to do that earlier, how were you? Or how?
That's
It
right.
changed.
No,
Yeah.
no, I couldn't do this
Okay.
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just want
Yeah.
to recognize a lot of people just they go into, this practice sometimes is hard to recognize that it occurs and the power of it, and it happens and almost in a snap of a finger. What occurs, and let me kind of explain for everyone on the call. So has anyone in the call received or felt something else? So did they have pain and did you felt?
DR says dizzy but good.
I'm
Uh,
sorry? Dizzy. Okay.
DR said a little bit dizzy but good.
Okay.
Um, uh, I'm scanning. Well, most people are really focusing on Eleanor Joy, to be honest.
Okay.
If anybody else had uh, experiences, pop it in the chat box. Oh, okay, they're coming in now. Luna said that her anxiety reduced significantly.
Okay.
Carol said her stubbed toe feels much less sore now.
Okay.
Jeff Bailey had release in his back and foot.
Okay.
DR says, Dennis, your work is subtle and yet profound.
Thank you. Thank you. But just note, Eleanor, what happens in the curves is that the message that we changed was from the soul level. And so it sometimes takes a while for the physical body to stop the pain. And so, but the range of motion is the very first key to notice is that it changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is
Yeah.
significant. And then the other part of it is everyone else in the room. This is a group healing I do a lot of, is that a lot of people, we can focus in on one person. However, everyone in the group may receive a benefit. Aren't you lucky? All those people in here and the other ones that didn't attend. Oh my gosh, aren't you lucky?
Bonnie Russell is saying calmer emotions,
Yes.
and George Noble saying I feel better too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. But Eleanor, I think you have my number. Connect with me anytime in the next couple of days. I have some other solutions for you on how I work with people a lot of times on this, and they experience exactly the same identical symptoms. And then about 2 to 3 days later, it dissipates without me doing anything. So just to be aware, but give me contact me.
And then Dennis, you also do these
Oh.
free 1 hour energy and body reset sessions on Zoom every Tuesday and Thursday in March, 7 to 8 p.m. So you guys can, I don't know, we'll put your website link in the chat. So for those of you who want to continue joining Dennis and doing a group healing together, he's offering these, that's very generous, free 1 hour energy and body reset session on Zoom. So that was powerful in 10 minutes, an hour. Really.
Well, the one I do on Zoom from 7 to 8 o'clock every Tuesday and Thursday was mainly focused on all my clients and past students. More importantly is because of the fact that we need to practice it and keep the momentum going, meaning that this practice sometimes takes some work. And I wish, it just you could be well and done and never ever have it, you have to do it again. But however, it's like a muscle. Your body reverts back. And my experience is that it keeps on trying to revert back to the old ways. We don't really want that. And so we start to practice and practice. And I have some new technology, some practices to do that to help you. Is do it a little bit better, do a little bit better, do a little bit, work a little bit better. And it's easy. And so it's kind of I do these teachings because it forces me to be on the call and then practice. So that's why I do this in particular. I laugh about it because it's like, if I didn't do it, then I wouldn't be practicing it much. That's why I teach it.
Dennis, you're such a beautiful man. And I do want to take people to your website. His website is his last name, Shimosaka.
Yes, I did.
Shimosaka healingservices.com. And I'm going to spell his last name for you. It's SHIMOSAKA, Shimosaka healingservices.com.
Yeah, I have, I'll put this Zoom information. I have a meetup group.
Okay.
Called the Center for Soul Healing. Interesting as you guys have your name is Soul Search. That's funny. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, the meetup group is called Center for Soul Healing. And I'll put this on there in the next day, so you'll have it on Monday, and you can just, chime in, anytime on Tuesday. There's no cost. Again, it's to help you. I don't require people to be on camera. I don't really insist on it. I don't even allow it in a lot of ways. I do have a chat. This is for your benefit completely. Everything and anything I'm doing on this Tuesday and Thursday call is to help advance your healing process and anything I can do. Okay.
Beautiful. And you're also offering an ultimate intensive deep body reset experience with a 1.5-hour guided intensive high frequency energy alignment, targeted body activation, and personalized healing focus. So that is something that you're also offering to people. He actually has a show special going on here at Soul Search. Do you want me to put your phone number in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely. Put my phone
Okay, I'm going to put.
I already have. Tangent.
Oh, perfect. Okay, wonderful.
I copied all of your upcoming event stuff. That's got your phone number and your address in Sacramento. So it's all in the chat box.
Perfect.
Okay.
So,
yeah, the only thing is the Sunlight of the Spirit has decided to close. So I have my facility, and I'm having events all the way through Soul Search. In addition to I'll be in Reno and
Las Vegas.
I'm going to Las Vegas. I booked Las Vegas in April, end of April. I'll be in Toronto with my teacher. Then I'm going to Vegas, and I don't know. I'm going to Vegas. No, I'm just kidding. I'm having fun. But I don't gamble, so that it would be great. Any of you, anyone there, please stop by. I don't go there I don't go there very often. So yes. What else?
Yeah, beautiful. So taking it to Vegas, baby. So thank you so much, Dennis, for your incredible healing work. And thank you, Scott, for everything that you do and bringing us all together. And of course, thank you to the beautiful Global Peace Tribe community here in the Zoom room, tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. This is what we are doing together to heal the planet and to support the awakening. And it's the most important work we can be doing right now. So thank you all for doing it with us.
Angela, I'll look forward to seeing both you and Dennis tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
One last time.
And your talk is what time, and give us the topic, give us a little detail, Scott.
Well, I actually did that earlier today.
Okay.
While I was covering for you. But a reminder, everything you need is at soulsearch.io. all the Enlightenment Expos that she's doing everywhere: Southern California, Las Vegas, Arizona, Mount Shasta. And of course, tomorrow, she and the Enlightenment Expo is in Dublin, Pleasanton, and there's going to be a lot of wonderful things happening there. And my talk will be at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So definitely check out Soul Search TV. Thank you so much, Tangela. I love you, and I'll see you and your wonderful friends tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Scott. And for those of you who can't tune in and come in person and join us in Dublin tomorrow, you can watch Scott's talk live on the Soul Search YouTube channel as well as on Soul Search TV. So definitely, and all of our amazing speakers, you can tune in on the live stream. So definitely do that. And we look forward to connecting with you guys again soon, but we're of course always connected together in this field of love. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you guys so much.
Bye.
Well, we are almost to the conclusion of our evening. I do want to remind everybody that starting 4 weeks from tonight, I am going to be teaching my relationship mastery course. Jeff Bailey, who's with us, has actually taken that course multiple times, and I'm going to be teaching it with Katrina Valancourt. That starts 4 weeks from today, Saturday, April 10th. I'm sorry, Saturday, April 11th. And for people who register early, there's a bonus class on Saturday, April 4th. And for more details, just go to lovecoachacademy.com. lovecoachacademy.com, and that's where you can learn all about the course. We are going to be doing a free introductory, and I want to appreciate all of you who took that class last week. It was really fun to have you all there. And again, you can get all the details at lovecoachacademy.com. You can also fill out this little questionnaire that we've put up here, and that gives us a little bit of information about you and what you're looking for. And if you scroll down, after you've taken the first step, you can learn all about the different classes and courses that we've got going on. So I'm moving more and more into getting my work out there in that way, and would love to include some of you in that. It's been a beautiful evening. Thank you to all the soul searchers, and we are going to conclude with the Alpha and Omega Man. All things begin and end with Omashar, and here he is.
How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? And how deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? And how deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? And how deeply you're connected could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle, and how deeply you're connected to my soul?
Such a beautiful song. Thank you, beloved Omashar. Absolutely beautiful. And let's all remember our own inner beauty. Let's carry that in tomorrow. Let's make it a very sacred Sunday by choosing to see the divine in all. And I hope to see all of you at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I'll send out the link one more time in an email. And Omashar, thank you so much, brother. Much love, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of the evening and see you tomorrow, hopefully. God bless and namaste.